Okay, let's go back. Right, there is always a soundtrack. Okay, so what you need to say, even if it's silence, it's a soundtrack. So you need to describe that a little bit more accurately and say what you can hear. Can you hear the atmosphere of the desert, the quiet? You must be able to hear a little bit of wind or something like that. Okay, that's it doesn't represent tension. It creates tension. Yeah. Okay, you have said silence here, but be very specific. Listen to it very carefully. Something like this to connote the patience that the soldiers have to have in this standoff, in this stalemate, if you like. Taliban fighters. Are we Taliban? I'm not sure if we are. Taliban would be more Afghanistan, so say Iraqi fighters. Yeah. Yeah. So there is. I don't think that's in contrast. I think that fits in with it. You know, the idea that snipers, by their very nature, usually are waiting. You know, so something like that. Okay, you need to say what this sweat is. Nikita and Abigail, I'm recording you, so can you? John needs to concentrate when he's listening to this. He'll be trying to hear what your chat is. So be specific about where the sweat is and who's it on, and what do we see? A bead of sweat. Give us the visual content. Yeah. Rather than just say, because this is like you've been talking about the standoff between the two, and then you're suddenly saying the sweat connotes. What sweat? You know, how does the director present this sweat? What does Bigelow show us? Is it a close-up? Shows presents uses a close-up to show a bead of sweat running down the face of whoever it is, sample or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I think here you should say something about the contrast between this situation and the situation that they as a team are more involved in. You know, there's this scene in the film stands out because most of the rest of the time, James particularly is right on top of the bombs. Yeah. So that's all close quarters stuff, and this is long distance. So you might say, you know, this is Bigelow offering a very strong contrast to what is the subject matter of most of the film, which is bomb disposal. Yeah. Yeah, I think you need to talk about the heat there. If you're talking about how hot they seem, you know, how difficult the circumstances are, and to give the audience a sense of how. Yeah. Have you said that?
I don't think I have.
Yeah. I don't think it's humid. Humid means a kind of wet, hot, moist. You know, when you get sweaty very quickly. This is a dry heat. Okay. Fiercely hot, or something you could say.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they military based? Do we know this? What are these Bigelow films you're talking about?
I'm not sure.
Then why are you saying it?
I got help off Kai. Kai gave me a bit of help on that.
But
I didn't know many films that she did.
Surely, all you have to do.
Bigelow military film.
Yeah, I mean, or just Bigelow IMDb. You click on that, or you click on filmography. Films as director. And then you know what she's done. There's no point in making an assertion where you don't know what the evidence is. Very few of these, the only one, Hurt Locker, and the one she made afterwards, Zero Dark 30, are sort of war films. That's about killing Osama bin Laden. Yeah. So I would reference that one, but you haven't really got any others there.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I'm marking this, what I say is this person hasn't bothered to do the research. They don't know what they're talking about. They've just made an assertion that doesn't back up. This certainly doesn't feel like a C grade. This is, doesn't help your case when you could just have looked it up in the time that I did there.
Yeah.
You don't say presented, she's used. Sorry, just reading. Right, this whole bit, okay, is repetitive of what you've said about shaky camera shots. Yeah, I've read this before, so you're not going to get any more marks for this. What you need to do to get the marks is to go to the clip and that's a real fine scene. That's no good to us then.
It's the top one, isn't it?
Is it? So it's too blurry though. That's them getting killed. So, what I'm looking for. You've given that detail about the cleaning of the magazine, but you could talk about them cutting away to the other soldiers, close up on the magazine to emphasize the importance or the significance of it. And how she films the cleaning to kind of different shots. As the pace of the editing, she's using different shots, cutting away, whip pans to show the character coming down to help whoever that is. This connotes the idea that they're working as a team together. You could talk about the dialogue where he says, "You're all right, come on, just squeeze." And this shows James is calm in a way. He's like the bomb disposal expert here, isn't he? He's got this really dangerous situation, and his younger, inexperienced colleague is panicking and upset, and James is enacting the same kind of calmness that he has as we see in the scenes with the bombs in the film.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think you should really analyse these. You should talk about the very long range telephoto lens she uses.